The human flag is just a really cool one to do. I mean, it looks pretty ape. And we just need to build up some general strength and then train the right things, and we'll be able to be a flag. And since 4th of July is right around the corner, we have to start learning this exercise. That way we're ready. Don't want to be like I was last 4th of July. I couldn't even do the flag. It's unpatriotic. Anyways, this is how I think you can train for it to get it as fast as possible and start being a flag for America. And the few things we need to focus on are pushing, pulling, and some core strength. When I was starting out, my core was really weak. It was something I had to focus on a lot. And I did that with side planks mostly. I really got strong in this position and I was able to hold it for days. And I even started moving into other variations, adding a leg raise to it, adding a dip to it. Just really drilling that so I was able to get that foundation of core strength that I needed. I also trained other things like the hollow body hold, L-sits, and toes to bar, all of which were just helping me out. And if you're just throwing a few core exercises towards the end of your workouts, it's gonna allow you to have that strength that you need to hold yourself flat like that. However, it's not the main component of the flag. The main thing we need to focus on is that pushing and pulling. And that's why the next exercise I went into was 45-degree flags. Holding your body in that flag position is like impossible. It's a real struggle, but we can lower the angle of the flag working the same exact muscles that we would in the actual one with 45-degree flags. And it's just a battle. This is a pretty painful exercise to train. Honestly, all of these exercises are pretty painful to train. I wouldn't go into this unless you're ready to endure a little bit of pain. Training the handstand and stuff is a lot more fun, but it is attainable and it does look cool. So when you're trying to hang there, I tried to hang for 15 seconds and I'm just like, battling it out for as long as I can, trying to hold that position for as long as possible, which I was aiming for 15 seconds. And you just want to drill this exercise. The more I trained it, the more comfortable I got in that position, and the more you will too. And as we get comfortable in that position, you slowly want to raise to a higher angle. And to raise the angle, you just need to find different bars. Like I went to the gym and they have like these bars there. One's a 45-degree, one's a 75. And I wasn't ready for the 90 yet. But you get the point, just raise the angle. And then you'll be set. This is training the muscles we want to work. However, there's a few other exercises that should just build up general strength in general. For me, the ones that I think really translate to this exercise that really helped me out were the handstand hold and some one-arm pull-up progressions. Handstand holds are great because we're trying to develop the strength to support our body weight with our shoulders. So doing a handstand up against the wall is not only going to help our handstand, but it's also going to help us build up that shoulder strength that we need. And eventually we push away onto one arm, and that's how we can progress in that movement and build up even more shoulder strength. And by the time we're holding it on the wall with one hand, it's really going to translate to our flag. And this one starts off really uncomfortable. You have to get past that initial stage of having the tomato constipation face, and then it comes up again when you're starting to move to one arm. It's another hard exercise. It hurts. I set a timer for 10 seconds and I just tried to push the earth out of orbit. I might have been successful because I feel like winter, it's December right now. It never looks like this. Anyways, it's a struggle, but it's definitely worth it because it's gonna help you with your handstand, your human flag. It's just gonna give you strong shoulders, which is cool. As for pull strength, we can do the one-arm pull-up progressions. I just hit the one-arm pull-up the other day. Just wanted to flex that. But one-arm pull progressions, like the earlier ones, just hanging on the bar can be super beneficial. When I first started, I couldn't hang on the bar for the life of me. It's crazy because when we were 6, going on the monkey bars was the easiest thing in the world, and you could just go, and you could just fly. But I tried going on the monkey bars the other day and it was really difficult, which leads me to believe that I have an extra 150 pounds on me, so it kind of makes sense. And that's why doing dead hangs will just help us. You can start with 2 hands just doing dead hangs, but then move on to just hanging on with one arm. And you can also do some scapular shrugs. They're pretty easy and they're gonna help with pull-ups anyways. And you can even do these scapular shrugs with one arm. And when you're ready, you can hold it at the top of the position, just doing an active hang, which is gonna translate to the full movement we're trying to learn here. And that's gonna give us the general strength we need. We just need to train the actual exercise now. And this is important to do because it's a whole different ball game. It took me a long time to get the exercise because I didn't want to do this exercise. It's just not a comfortable one to get into because the progressions before it aren't that good. But a great place to start is just by kicking up into that flag and holding the negative as long as possible. I put a lot of focus onto this one when I really turned the Bunsen burners on and started trying. And I believe if you want to learn something, you just got to do that thing. And the more you do something, the easier it's going to be. And by kicking up into it and holding it as long as possible, we're going to develop that coordination and that strength to hold that position. So just jump into it and then fight gravity as much as you can. And it's a battle, but you can get it. But some things we can do to make it easier is pop into a straddle instead of a flat board. Some people also like to use resistance bands. Kind of freaked me out. I always thought that the thing was going to shoot back and hit me in the woo-ha's. I stayed away from it, but it could be a helpful way to help you get into that position and learn to hold it there. There's also a bunch of other progressions that can help you get out of that in-between stage. They're a little bit funky though. You gotta jump up, do like a 360 spin. And you're kind of twisted in the air too, because you're like your knees are tucked, so it's like a weird balancing act. I'm not hating on it, but personally, I just don't like training it. Okay, we have a solid base of strength. Now it's time to learn the technique. By focusing on the technique, we're gonna make this way easier. It really is a game changer, and it helped me a lot. I actually didn't even understand that I was doing it wrong until I got an email from one of my subscribers, James, and he sent me some pictures explaining how I could do it differently. And essentially what I learned is that you need to keep your arms straight. With arms extended, we won't do things like fall forward, and we'll also just be way stronger in that position. And by just doing this, it got way easier. And I kept learning, and I realized that there's more to it. I also learned that you wanna have a supinated grip with your bottom hand, and place it around thigh to knee height. And your other hand goes overhead with the grip that's not too narrow and not too wide. You kind of have to feel this one out and just find what's right for you. You also want your head and body to be in line with the pull. Here my head's too far back. I often find myself swinging away. I still got some work to do on this exercise before I perfect it. However, once I got that down, I was finally able to hold the flag position. I think I had the strength all along, I was just using terrible technique. So don't be stupid like me, be smart. James, if you're still watching the video, I'd just like to say thank you. You're a real one. And lastly, when you jump into the flag, just focus on pushing and pulling as hard as you can. Just push and pull as hard as you can is the best advice I could give you. I think you got it though. It's a fun one to learn. I think you should learn it. If you do end up learning it, send me your flag. I'm gonna start being consistent again on YouTube. I was kind of down in the dumps for a bit, but I'm back and I'm ready to post again. So strap up your bootstraps because well, I'm gonna be posting. So it's gonna be good. Yeah, thanks for watching. Also, I got a new apartment. Give you a little tour quick. Space for activities. This is my YouTube setup. There's a garbage can there. There's my kitchen. I got a microwave now, that's an upgrade. Here's my bedroom. Yes, I sleep on a mattress on the floor. I also use a sweatshirt as a pillow. Don't judge me, I'm working on upgrading that. I have a closet. And the bathroom. I'm liking the new digs.